Hello, everyone. My name is Eric Jones, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about certification requirements in North Carolina for your pesticide license. And I'm actually reading pages 8 and 9 in your ornamental and turfgrass pest management book that you can get in the bookstore or through NC State on their website. And I just wanted to briefly talk about pages 8 and 9. I think this is probably the most important information when starting to study to get your pesticide license, and some just good information. And I wanted to do this in a podcast versus a full-blown video lecture because it is a short couple pages, and I'd like for you to read it, listen to the podcast here on it, and we'll go from there. A lot of this information will also be covered in your video lectures that will be available very, very shortly. But anyone in the state of North Carolina who applies pesticides for a fee must be licensed with the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. Or you must work underneath the direct supervision of a licensed pesticide applicator. And I want to talk a little bit about that because a lot of people start thinking, hey, can I work for my uncle who lives in Raleigh and just say that I'm working under his pesticide license if they live here in Forsyth County? The answer is no. You must be under the direct supervision, as it just states in the book. Now, the licensed pesticide applicator does not have to be on site, but they need to be within direct communication, a phone call away, so that if there's any instance or mishaps or any questions about the pesticide, you should be able to get in touch with that licensed applicator very, very shortly, and they arrive on site shortly after. So we see that all the time. You see guys, well, I'm spraying underneath so-and-so's license. No. You need to be in the same company, the same branch office, and have that direct communications with the licensed pesticide applicator. To be eligible for a license, you must first become certified, and you need to at least be 18 years of age by January 1st of the year in which your application is submitted. Now, the exams to become certified would consist of first the core applicators test, and you will study your core manual for that, and then you will select a category. And in our case, we are selecting category L for the ornamentals and turf. And I like to think of L as, maybe lawn and landscape. If you're always wondering what your category is, just think about lawn and landscape. But the L is for ornamentals and turf, and we are a ground pesticide applicator, which means we have the numbers 0 to 6 in our license number. And to get certified, you must take that core exam. It's a 100-question multiple choice test that you'll need to score 70% or better, and then you will select the categories in which you want to become licensed in. And for this class, this purpose, it is ornamentals and turf, and it is a 50-question multiple choice test. And so a lot of times the pesticide board through NCDA and Consumer Services will offer a 2-day pesticide school. It's not necessary for you to go to this school. You can actually go and just take the exam, and the exam will always be offered on the second day of the pesticide school. And there is a link on the NCDA's website that will have a list of all the up-and-coming 2-day pesticide schools and exam locations. So if you're interested in that, I would go ahead and start looking and seeing when the next possible test or the 2-day school. I recommend doing the 2-day school, even if you're taking this course. It's a good refresher. I will be honest with you, I took the 2-day pesticide school in January of 2018 after having my pesticide license for 21 years. I'd had enough credits, but I went to sit through the pesticide school and retook the exams just to see what the exams were like, and pretty much the same, 21 years later. I've been a active pesticide applicator for 21 years and spray pesticides on a regular basis, and just wanted to see if there's anything new on it. And it was a good refresher, so I enjoyed it. Good lectures and good instructors. So, but when you go and take the exam, guys, make sure that you take a government-issued photo ID, like your driver's license, military ID, or whatever. You'll need to take a calculator and a pencil. Make sure that calculator is non-programmable, and it's not going to be your cell phone. It needs to be a standalone calculator. If you fail the exam, guys, you are eligible to take the exam 2 more times within the same calendar year. Yes, I have known people that has had to wait after failing it 3 times and have to wait until the next year. That's why I really believe in reading these manuals, going to these courses, and studying your pesticides. It's no joke when you have to pay the exam fees every time to go back and retake. Your commercial applicators are the ones who are going to apply pesticides in a landscaping business or on a golf course or any other privately owned sites. These commercial applicators are, once they pass both the core and their category test, they're going to have to pay a $75 fee to maintain their license. And with this license, you're going to renew it every year. They're going to renew on December 31st. But you must also acquire 10 CEUs within a 5-year period. So we're going to take the pesticide exam. We pass both of our exams. The state is going to notify us that we've passed. Usually within a week to 10 days, you'll be notified on the board's website. You can check and see whether or not you've passed on the pesticide section of the NCDA CS website. And you'll know your candidate number, and that's how you'll look it up. They'll put the scores up by that. And then they will email you a license application because you have passed the applicator's core and category exams. And then you'll pay that $75 each year to be able to apply pesticides to people's properties. Public operators are also required to have a pesticide license, and these are individuals that are employed with the federal, state, or local government. They do not need to pay the license fee, but they must submit a signed license application form each other as well. Now, public utility employees are considered public operators, but they must pay the $75 fee. Again, we're designated Category L. I like to remember it because I'm in the lawn and landscape business, and we will have to renew our license by December 31st each year. Those 10 hours of CEUs must be earned by June 30th of the 5th year of certification to renew it. And the thing about this, guys, you can't get all 10 hours in 1 year. It at least needs to be spread over 2 calendar years. So you can get 9 this year and then go back and take the last remaining hour the following year. And you're going to be able to pick up those CEUs pretty easy if you're going to the Green and Grow show here in North Carolina. A lot of our vendors, people that we buy our supplies from, are going to have pesticide hours here and there. So it's real easy to pick up those CEUs. You can go to seminars, field days, workshops. All that's going to be listed in the North Carolina Department of Ag. We'll have a listing of all those up and coming courses for you to select from. And once you get in the business and you start purchasing pesticides and purchasing products from suppliers, they're going to let you know if they're having any CEUs that are coming up. Near the end of each year, the pesticide section will mail you a letter that will state how many CEUs that you have earned within your certification period. And remember, certification period is for 5 years. Or you can actually go to the credit status search on the pesticide board's website and see how many CEUs that you have learned. If you are not a resident of North Carolina, but have a valid certification card from Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, or Florida, you can make a request for a reciprocal ground applicator license in North Carolina. But once you become a resident, let's say you are in Virginia and you're driving back and forth, and you maybe open up a branch office in North Carolina and move down here, move a branch down here, you would need to get a North Carolina license. And to do that, unfortunately, you would have to take the core and category exams to become fully licensed in North Carolina. So the annual cost of a reciprocal license is $75, just like it is for North Carolina residents. So guys, hope this podcast helps a little bit on the certification requirements for your pesticide and pesticide license in North Carolina. So I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.